Now, in this world, there are thugs, as I call them, I don't know what they would. They have made a mess of this Kundalini. If you read some Kundalini book, you will not come to my place. They think she is the most precocious lady ever born. Like Freud, perhaps, they thought, and we thought of his mother. All sorts of perverted things are said about this mother. While she is the most loving thing that you can ever have. She is the one who is going to give bliss on you. While the horrible ones have tried to malign her, defame her, insult her, and have tried to do such things that in such absolute abhorrence. Every time I have to tell you about these hard issues which I don't want to talk about, because it's so ugly to talk of these horrible things. But they are there in the garden, and I have to say, I have warning all the time to be very, very careful about. Now, I think this is such a big subject that I don't know how we are able to give the complete idea about it. But so far, I think I have explained to you that you have a purpose in life, and there are milestones of your evolution placed in you as centers, subtle centers, which you can see with your eyes pulsating and can feel through the stethoscope. And there is inborn superego within you, which has given you the freedom and independent personality, and you can act as independent people. And with this personality only you achieve that higher state. And when you achieve that, the manifestation of that divine force in you starts flowing. To end up that way, I would say that you become a hollow personality. That you become the real instrument of God. That the power starts flowing into you, and you see it flowing and working, and you get it. Of course, again talking about the faith. They give you no power whatsoever and take away all the forces. But the whole creation has been created, and you have been manifested as human beings to achieve your own power. So, there's a sweet story about Radha and Krishna. Once, they say Radha was jealous of Sri Krishna's flute. So she went to Krishna and she said, "What is this all the time you are in your lips? I don't like it." He said, "Why are you jealous?" He said, "I'm very jealous of her. What is her speciality? What is so special about her?" He said, "Why don't you go and ask? It's better to you to ask." So she went and asked that what is your speciality? That he is all the time keeping you near his heart and all the time he is using you. She laughed aloud and she said, "You know what is my speciality? My speciality is that I have no speciality. I become a hollow. I am absolutely hollow, and he plays and the world enjoys, and I see the things flowing through me. And I just watch all that, and people say that it is the Murli, it is the flute that is playing. I find as I am just all over the time." So Radha went to Krishna. She said, "All right, next time you may come out of personality order. This is what it is. Whatever is promised has to be done." God never makes promises. May God bless you all. I hope you will be patient and you will study the very important, because as I told you, it's not meant for love. Thank you very much. I'm so happy to meet so many people. To my sisters, to our dear people who have been teaching all their lives and they have to realize that this is the only way it has to be done. And then, I don't know how people charge money. It's something ridiculous. It's really, really low money. You cannot charge money for your love. I was here and they told me, Mother, can you give us a list of people who you are connected? What? Don't ask me such questions. Simply you must give us the list of people who you are killed. I said, I don't know ways of it. So he said, oh really? Why not? I said, do you make a list of people whom you feed, whom you love, you give them martyrs, your own children? Do you make a list of all? How many times have you martyrs to your children? Or you are enjoying so much, where is the time for this martyrs because they as today? It's very embarrassing. It is that beautiful. Day after day, is practice. Day after day, again and again, let's see what happens. How far we go. I would say you will ask some questions, if you can ask some questions. But you should not be very sensitive about it, because people ask me very, very direct questions. And when I give them answers, they will help. So I don't want to hurt you for anything, because you are already very much hurt. I do not want to hurt you. But it happens. It happens like that. That you ask funny questions, and when I tell you that, sometimes you feel hurt. So, just ask me questions.
We're not going to relaxation. I guess that's definitely convulsions. The abdominal area.
How about the relaxation, my friend? Yes, yes. How can that be if there are convulsions? It's a sickness. It's a condition. I think other people, they get the same thing. When they are possessed, they get the same. They feel relaxed because somebody else has taken their responsibility. But physically, they can't bear the pressure and they have control. It's very easy to find out. Because there are lots of lunatics that come. They are very serious. And they are possessed how they do it. So epilepsy is one of them. If you have seen in epilepsy how people get into a kind of a posture from where you cannot get out for hours. It is a possession. It's not only that your stomach will be absolutely relaxed, but you will relax the stomach of others.
Will this take us to God?
I'm sorry?
Will this take us to God?
What is?
This self-realization. Will this bring us to God?
Of course. You see, there are some people just arrive there in fast, but some people go through certain stages. The first stage of realization, when the Kundalini crosses over the Ajna Chakra, is called as thoughtless awareness. Only with this thoughtless awareness, you can start curing people. You can cure people if your Kundalini has crossed down. That's how you find many people who can cure, but they don't know how they do it, they don't know how to maneuver it. And then we have this Kundalini rising above the fontanelle, which we can call as the time, I call it as self-realization. Because that's the time you become another human being with another consciousness. With that, you can start giving realization process, correcting your own chakra, everybody's chakra, you can start feeling it. So many things will happen. I mean, just endless. I cannot tell you how you realize the bliss of the divine by that. Something so wonderful, it will be amazed. Like, we have here one such yogi in the beginning, I had only 6 of them for 4 years. For your information. So I worked with 6 of them. And one of them, you see, in the beginning, said that let's see how this business works. So he said, my father has not written any letter. I said, all right, don't write to me. You just think about him and feel his vibration. He started getting a heat here and body here. He said, Mother, what does that mean? I said, all these centers are of your father. So I said, you telephone to him and find out he must be having bronchitis. He has bronchitis. But when this fellow talked to him, bronchitis got over. That's fantastic. So I told you that from thoughtless awareness, you jump into collective consciousness, collective awareness. This collective awareness is the powers of collective consciousness by which you cure others. Even sitting down here, you can cure other people. You can awaken their company. Even give them realization. But then that person must talk to, say, on phone or somebody should be connected. That he should know that there is a movement by some deliberations of somebody who is we call as Sahaji. Then with the third state is complete self-realization. That state is comes when there is, we call it as irreconcilable samadhi, means where there is doubtless awareness. That you have no doubts anymore left about it. It is not rational, but it is a state in which you settle down. In that state you have no doubts anymore about it. Then the powers are dynamic and you start working on so many dimensions that you are amazed how things work out. For example, I tell you, we have lady here, she's, I must say she's doubtlessly aware. She has to live in chakras or heart chakras, all the time her vibrations are flowing. She wrote a letter to me saying that Mother, there's a girl who has got cancer. She's about 10, 11 years of age. And I don't know how we can help her. She has come all the way from Hong Kong. And they are saying that she has to die in 3 weeks' time. We don't know. And she's now going to America for further checks. So she went to America, and the American doctor said she has no cancer, nothing. Who told you she has cancer? This is one of the many types of dynamic things that will happen. And such you cannot believe. It is so fantastic. So this is the state of doubtless awareness. First is the thoughtless awareness, then the doubtless awareness. Now, the awareness work is in the dream we call it awareness only. So now I say that normally what we are in conscious mind is a dream. So this is also awareness, and even after that is awareness. But in Sanskrit there are 2 words. One is Buddha and another is Prabuddha. You should put that means enlightened. So we should call it enlightened awareness. So it is thoughtless enlightened awareness, and enlightened awareness is also termed as samadhi. So is nirvichar samadhi. And the second one is doubtless enlightened awareness. Is the nirvikalpa samadhi. So there is no vikalpa. This also is a one has to understand very carefully what is the vikalpa. But I think that I will do some other time. And this is what is the self-realization. When you have achieved that, then there is God-realization starting. Where you start controlling nature, you start controlling all that you see, and you become the master of all that. But you do everything for the betterment, for the well-being of your own and of the whole. Your connection with the whole becomes absolutely clear when you become God's reality. Your awareness becomes so clear and so much effective, as if people would say that, look at this, how does he do this and how it happens. That is the state also is possible. After all, the whole creation has been through Sahaja, spontaneous. And in the same way, this is also spontaneous. There are only 2 persons who have gone to incarnations who were divine and who became themselves incarnations. They were born as human beings but became disturbed incarnation. But even that step can be covered. Why not?
But you also say that there are many wicked people teaching us wrong things in God. Why does God allow this?
He doesn't allow. You allow. I have told you you have to freedom. First thing you should know, a man who takes money, how can that be your God? You remember, you have Christ before you. You know, he took one whip and whipped these people in the church. A man like him who said that forgive them for they do not know what they are. He whipped those people. That's what they deserve. And you went to them and bowed to them. Why, you are all very intelligent people. And why such intelligent people are being attracted to this kind of a nonsense and an absurd thing. While poor, simple, uneducated are better off. They know, oh yeah, we understand all that. They're not stupid. You must understand when you are one, all such stuff are going to come down. I'll take the other position now. Listen. Suppose somebody comes out of the jail in India. He has no social position. He cannot live socially well. So he says, all right, let me take another form, or let me have a drama. He makes a camouflage out of it. He makes a person who is very saintly or very good, or he reads few bits here or there, or he may even master some of the books. He's so different. Then he comes out. He says, you see, I will show you the water that come out of this just now. Previous night, he must have realized that there might be a pipeline home, and he must have put some sort of a clock there, and which he must have picked up and shown you that the water is coming out. And people will say, oh, this is a great miracle, you see the water, he hit there and the water has started coming. So the every person has to go from the back door and see how he lives. And see about the pipeline. You should be on the alert. This alertness, if you do not keep in spirituality, even after realization, you have to be alert about your attention. First, the alertness is about others, but after realization, the alertness is about you. Because within you there are thieves who have come inside. So you have to watch that. But you people are so simple and so innocent. But I really don't want to even blame your feet for it, because they did a good job. No doubt.
If you get realization on when somebody gets realization, do you have to repeat that, or one?
Yeah. You see, with some people it just goes and goes down. This one honorable guru we have in India, I don't know what he does, that you raise the kundalini, you bring it up and it again is subtract. Again you bring it up and again it is subtract. Or you don't know how much one has to work hard. It's something to listen now. But one has to work hard, morning, evening, the whole night. Last night, I think we slept about 2:30. Oh, it's a terrible job. It has to be done. There is no guarantee about it. Now, you will understand one thing, very simply, because you see, you are coming from a different experience. That here nothing is selling. Nothing is guaranteed. It's a whim that you get your realization. It's God's whim that He gives you realization. It's in complete freedom that He sits there. He cannot overpower His freedom because He is not seeking election. You have to elect Him. It's the other way down. See? So there is no guarantee of anything. Do you understand such a situation?
we design, we have to design for God. And we go to a guru who says that this is within you, but you need to bring it out. You said initially that we are in a dream.
Yes.
And perhaps our understanding, our rationalization, our ethics, isn't as acute as it should be.
Yes. So you accept that.
How can these people, these men, continue and speak of God in such glowing terms, such heightened terms, and they have to do so?
They have no Kundalini, they have no spirit. They have achieved their doom long time back. You see a person who is absolutely shameless, what can you do about it? They do not want their assets. You see, there and the story is that there were some monkeys playing with it. And one of the monkeys' tail was cut. So he wanted everybody's tail to be cut. That is their attitude. They want everybody's tail to be cut. Only thing that you can do is not to have anything to do with them.
How then do you know an authentic person?
How do we know? Because if a person makes you authentic, that person is definitely authentic. If it is, you can see very clearly, you see when they say we'll give you these powers and this, you cannot maneuver them. You cannot understand them, you do not even have the know-how. See, how I say you are an authentic engineer because you know engineering. Alright? That's how you are authentic. If you do not know how to do anything, how are you authentic? So the one who gives you the authenticity itself is authentic. If he gives you the powers by which you know all the know-how and you yourself can bestow that powers for us, then you can say it is authentic within. Or you don't know all about it. I tell you what happened. Now I will tell you what is this. Now it has happened, I will tell you. You see, they are Greek, so they have to be translated. Don't get upset about it. What has happened? Really, should I be? No. The thing that has happened is that you developed your societies, you developed your country, and you became developed country. Right? You developed your brains also much, and the whole thing was right side movement as we call it. Too much mental activity, you started analyzing everything, you thought you can analyze everything, you can do everything. And you developed too much of ego. You can say about, say, 50 years back, the ego of the British person was so great that it was pushing all the super people on one side. But then the separation became painful and hurting. So the other people who fought them, they tried to push it back. Right? They said, no, this is too much of ego, we just can't bear it. It's conversion. We have been doing it. So they started pushing their super. Now when you start doing that, what happens? That the wobbling starts in your brain. And you are not sure as to whether it was ego or super, so you are playing. You could not understand. It was the first beginning. When the war broke out, Hitler came in and he broke your family. He broke your values in something sublime and supreme. All these things happened. Then people like Freud and all that came in to give you another kind of thoughts which also destroyed. Now, you were in uncertain conditions and uncertain thinking. You were placed in that position. So when something came from a foreign country about which you had no knowledge and ignorance, you thought better not think about it, because by thinking what have we done? By thinking we have invaded other countries, by thinking we have ruined our families, by thinking we have done. So better not think about it, let's accept it. Whatever we say, let's accept it. And when they came out with great words like peace of the world, the domain of this and that, just the chalk. But natural. Then I would say that you are the right people. You are the people. You are those supreme people who have been selected by these thugs. Because now you know all the method of the thug, and now you are not going to go more than that. This is for the immunity to be developed within you, that you have to go there, and there is nothing to fear, because your mother is quite sick. You are the ones crucified for others, because you could only do that. It was only your strength that could bear it out. It was nice that strong flowers were taken out. If they were just very weak flowers, they would have been finished. So you have to play that role. Why worry about it? We are going to work fast. So don't worry about the past. You are not. Doesn't matter. Moreover, you'll be surprised. Unless and until human beings go through such experiences, they do not come to search us. You know, when these boys wanted me to go to Brighton, I said, Bright, you go to Brighton, then I'll join. Not now. They said, I'm going to Brighton, I know what sort of a place it is. And they, I don't know, but poor things, they accept. Went down to Brighton. And not a single soul came into the place. But there's another horrible one there, which they are jumping, shouting, they are increasing in sizes so much that they have to now take another place and another place. It's going on there. So let them go through that. What am I to do? I cannot force. You know, I started my work in 1970. Actually. But with one person. In this England, for 4 years, I worked with 6 people as I came. It's all right. Most of them, even they come in a big group sometimes. Yesterday, for example, we went down to another place, and most of them were there. Most of them, except 2 or 3, they were sick with something. So I was improving their throats, and one lady was having epilepsy, another was having another trouble. I was just improving. You are the ones that described what we call this real, valiant people. So what does it matter? Nothing has gone wrong with you. Not to feel run down. And be very careful. You won't be hurt at all. You are going to get the whole of it and all the secrets. And you are going to master art, and you are going to change the whole world. Don't you worry. You will know your faults very soon, how dynamic you are. So don't get upset about it. And don't hover about the past. Somebody has to do the road. It's nice they chose such strong children of mine. I'm very happy that they did not put their hand on the crippled one. So there's nothing to worry about. Alright? We got it. What's that? Is there any other question? No? Yes,
Explain what we've been told about karma.
Karma, alright, that I must explain to you. Another story. Where do they get it? I don't know. That you have done your karma, you must learn. So why aren't you there? What are they doing? These are the sweepers. Why didn't they sweep all the dirt? Why should we clean the dirt? You are paying them. They are paid for it. Who does the karma? You know that? The ego does the karma. Do the animals feel that they have done any karma? They do not accumulate any feeling. Why do we accumulate our karma? Because of our ego. Because we feel, I am doing it. Alright? So you don't do anything actually, I tell a story about some villagers going on an aeroplane and they're told not to carry too much luggage. So they were very cautious. When they sat down, they took all their luggage and put it on their head. People said, why? They said, you see, we don't want the aeroplane to carry too much luggage. In the same way, you are carrying your karma. It is absurd. It's only your ego that's the karma. When your ego falls down, when you are opened up, you do not do any karma. You know that you do not do. It's very nicely explained in the Gita. Because these people have not told you anything about it. So clear cut. That the karmas become a karma when you get realization. Jnana. What is jnana? Is awareness. When the awareness is enlightened, then you become a Buddha. That means your ego falls off on the side practice. Ego is no more there. Is the myth of doing karma is finished. And these people play on that myth by saying, you see, all right, you are carrying this luggage, now you better carry even the aeroplane on your head. You better put all these aeroplanes on their head. And their karmas, who is going to cleanse them? Have they thought? We're talking about your karma. What about their karma? Karma is a myth as long as you are in a myth. For example, in a dream you are running fast to save yourself from the police. You are running fast, you cannot find the ladder, you find half of it missing, then you jump onto this and jump onto that. When the dream is over, if I tell you now, better you jump, you say, oh, the dream is over. Instead of awakening you, if I say, all right, run, till the police is after you, then the police will catch hold of them. It's all mythical. It says very clearly that it becomes a karma. Like the sun giving you the rain. Does it do any work? No, it emits. It just emits. Like people say, Mother, you must be very much working hard, work. But no, you see, I just emits. I don't do any work. Nothing. It just emits. That's my nature. It just flows. Some say, Mother, how can we return it back? Like we had one girl, she said, Mother, I know very good how to massage your feet. I said, all right. She started massaging my feet and her feet became relaxed and she felt relaxed and she felt like sleeping. She said, what's this, Mother? I said, this is what it is. Because I don't do anything. Absolutely a lazy person. Just sitting down. It just emits, it just flows, it works. Like the sun's ray come and change the whole world. The chlorophyll is created. But the sun doesn't say, I do it, I have done this. This is exactly what happens to you when you get realization, the vibration starts flowing. Then you say, Mother, it is not rising. You never say, I am not doing it. It is not coming. It is not working. You talk in third person. You never talk in your own way that I have not done it. I have not achieved it. I have given realization. Never say that. You say, he's not realized. Now your own son is there. He's not realized. You say, no, Mother, it's not working. What to do? So the karmas, whatever are done, are not felt. So what is the phala about it? What is the truth about it? Nothing. I'll have to give you another lecture on Gita, I think, then you will understand. That you do not do any karmas and there are no phalas about it. It is just a myth. And this is what Krishna wanted that you to realize, so he did his diplomacy. And I will tell you about history, because I am the only one who knows. And you will all know about history. But you don't do any karma. So there is no phala about it. But when you are in the dream, you cannot see it. When you are awake, and then you just see, you say, no, it's not going, it's not coming, it's not working. It just works out. It's not so. Today before coming here, I went to see a cancer. Our own doctor was saying, Mother, no, it's not going straight, it's not coming up. The left catching, the right catching, the right and that. And the lady herself has such realization. So saying, yes, Mother, still my left is bad. She herself was saying so. So they say that is left, that is right, that is front, that is another. Like the children say, if you take a child and say that now, will you go home? They say, this boy will not go. That means they are different from this boy. This boy will not go. They speak in third person. In the same way you also speak in first. The whole thing becomes a girl. So the myth has to play. The dream has to be dissolved.
If there is a karma, does that mean there is no reincarnation?
Where? How can you say that? There is no karma, there is no reincarnation, all these are their ideas. Then why did Krishna himself reincarnated so many times on himself? Did he have any karma? He was Yogeshwara himself. You should ask them. Why did he reincarnate? Did he not? He came as a fish, then he came as this and that, and then he came as Rama, Parashurama, and then he came as Sri Krishna. Why? How? Because he at least was beyond karma. Actually, I would explain that how it works out in understanding. Well, one side activity. That when the whole machinery was set up, the whole office was set up, you can say, there had to be some officer appointed. So the people were selected out of their good deeds and good behavior. They were made into gods and were put permanently into places to act as officers. Like you have an officer here who will allow you to come inside the hall. A public place, or you can say a public office, has got officers appointed. But you are the people who are going to be received, you see. For example, the queen has to come. So you appoint somebody, you see to the coach. Another one is appointed to see to the laying of the red carpet. The third is appointed with the flower bouquet they are standing. And when the queen comes, they are positioned in that place, they need not reincarnate. But you have to enter into the house, you have to come to the stage. It is you for whom all these permanent fixtures were created. Why do you want to become permanent fixtures there? We have right enough of that. Who is going to come on the stage? Who are going to be adored? We are in the central part. They are all settled on the right hand side and left hand side. They are called Ganas on the left hand side and on the right. Why this universe was created? Why all these elements were created and their gods were created? Why? All these Chiranjivas were created. Those who achieved the state of permanency, Chiranjivas are. Why? Just for you. Alright? Which is the other myth they have given you. Because, yes, I'll have to see more.
Can you talk a bit more on ego?
What's it?
It seems as if the ego is the main problem. You have to
No. It's not ego, it can be both. My child, it could be ego or a super ego. You see, actually nowadays it is more super ego. It will be a surprise.
Like you're saying, going beyond the ego.
Not only ego, it could be ego or super ego. You see, I'll tell you how. That people, I'm not talking about ego and super ego, so you'll understand. Let's say, an example of ego is, let's say a child is having the milk from the mother, or in complete joy the child is. And then you remove the child from that joy. Then he develops ego. He says, why have you done? Then you tell him, don't do that. Then you develop the super ego. So the conditionings come through super ego, and the ego is the one through which you assert yourself. And the super ego is the one through which you receive conditions. So both could be there. And with the people who have been to these funny, horrible people, more is super ego than the ego, I tell you. I wish they were more egoistical, really slapped them nicely on the face. But they were not, they were so humble to accept them, so they are conditioned, they are more conditioned and much more affected by ego than by, I'd say, a super ego than by ego. So we have so many cases of super ego now.
How can we be obstructed? Mind wrong.
Instructed?
Obstructed.
You can be, if there is wrong with your child, there is an obstruction. But the Kundalini itself looks after it. She herself works it out. Then you can get corrections there by other Sahajogis, they can help. They will have to jolly well help you because they will feel the obstruction within themselves. Unless and until you feel alright, I am not going to feel alright myself. Whether it is 2 nights or 5 nights makes no difference. See, it is that one. I mean, even otherwise, if you try to save somebody who is getting drowned, if you think that you are doing it for others, you are slightly mistaken. It is somebody in you who is getting drowned, that's why you are there.